and welcome to What's in this week's Oban Times with me, KathieGriffiths.
And me, Ellis Butcher.
And Fiona is on a special mission down in Campbelltown, so it's just the two of us. Is that a song? Just the two of us. Okay, all right, we better crack on because we're ultra busy this week.
The gruesome twosome.
The gruesome twosome, you said it. One
Dynamic
of us is
duo.
more gruesome than the other, Ellis.
Dynamic duo. One of us more dynamic than the other as well.
Oh yeah, that'll be me. Anyway, let's crack on. Ganavan. There is talk, or there is a call to get a nighttime barrier back up at Ganavan to stop these mega-sized, bulky motorhomes using the car park as an unofficial campsite. It's causing, a lot of concern for people that the space is being abused really by not all camper vanners and not all motorhomers, but there are some who unfortunately are sort of really misusing it. I've heard that the toilets are obviously locked at night and folks have been going round the back, so it's stinking of urine round there. There's been some vandalism of Doogie Dan's van and water source. And I know on Saturday, actually, when I was there was one big camper van that was sort of taking up it was parked lengthways, so it was taking up 4 spaces that you could get 4 cars in. And of course, it's very busy, that car park now during the daytime. So there's, a lot of upset going on. But one of the ideas to try and sort this out once and for all is to get a barrier back up. So we've been talking to people about that idea and see what happens there. What about you, Ellis?
Well, do you know what? I've done this really, really quite touching story this week. There's this chap out at North Connell called Adrian Beard. He's only 49. And in May of this year, he was diagnosed with stage 1 pancreatic cancer. Now he's still receiving chemotherapy for it. But anyway, his best friend, Finlo Cotter, decided to put a small team together to do a 24-hour walk to raise money for a charity called Pancreatic Cancer UK. Now, this cause is very important to both of these guys. Finlo lost his mum, Linda, to the disease in late 2014. And Adrian, too, also lost his mum, Sue, in 2015. Now, the idea was initially, let's get a gang of lads together and we'll do a bit of a Gallanack loop, a bit of a, I think it's 4 3/4 mile loop of Gallanack. Anyway, fast forward a couple of days and word got round. Instead of raising £500, which was the original target, they smashed that. And instead of just, half a dozen lads turning out, more than 80 walkers turned out.
That's incredible.
And it's one of those stories that, again, re-emphasises just what a special place this is, because everybody came together. There was a chap there who was 71 doing it, an ex-army colonel. There was 1-year-old kids being carried around the course on a backpack. It's just the most life-affirming story that you could read, dare I say it. And we've given that a really good spread this week in the Oban Times.
You've got to love Oban. You've got to love Oban.
You have. It's a special spot. And I know, newspapers have this reputation that it's almost cliche, but I'm sorry, it's stories like this that are the heartbeat of this community.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What else have you been up to?
Well, turning to more serious news, of course, coronavirus is not going anywhere, is it? And there is now a bit of a question mark over 3 events that are due to take place in Oban later this year. Last week, we'll remember
Please don't say the one that I hope you're going to say, but I'm not mentioning it until I hear your list.
Well, let's see if it's on the list.
Okay.
Nicola Sturgeon last week essentially announced that outdoor live events could come back potentially from August the 24th.
Okay.
And we've been asking, does that have any implications for some events that were lined up for Oban's calendar? These include Motorfest, which is due to take place in September.
Okay.
The special bonfire night celebrations that take place in early November.
Please don't say the next one. Don't say it.
The Reindeer Parade.
Oh.
Now, I don't want to set any hairs running because no decisions have been made yet. But we've done a story about what is the future of those 3 events. So, again, if you need to know, make sure you pick up the copy of your Oban Times this week.
Okay. Well, taking flight from there.
Dot.
Bit
of a cliffhanger there for you folks. I'm sorry, but we want you to go out and buy the paper, don't we?
Talking of cliffhangers or air hangers, seagulls. There's a little bit of a beaky chap called Jimmy the Seagull who's hoping to make a big difference in Soroba. So this guy is appearing on posters that are going to be slapped on the big communal bins in the Soroba estate to try and encourage people to use their bins wisely. It seems that despite, and I went down there and met Mary Malloy from the community council, and there's like loads and loads and loads of bins lining these streets. It's almost quite difficult to actually walk past on the pavement because they take up a load of room. But people seem to be just cramming, say, 2 of the bins out of maybe the available 10 bins because they're the nearest ones to them. So, of course, you end up with the bin lids being like propped open by all sorts of rubbish. I don't particularly think recycling's going on, according to Mary Malloy. So the seagulls are swooping down on it, waking up the neighbours as early as like 5 in the morning, causing all sorts of mayhem, and then sort of like tearing stuff out with the beaks and scattering it all over the place, making it a bit of a sight. So let's hope that Jimmy the Seagull works his magic, and there might be a chance of these posters going up on other bins around the town, the commercial bins as well. So let's wait and see what happens there. So that's it for us this week, folks. You can get in touch with us on 01631 568 You can email us at editor@obantimes.co.uk, or you can message us on Facebook, because we're always happy to hear your stories and see your pictures. So keep us updated with what's going on and what you're up to. Of course, you can read all of our stories free online at the moment during the coronavirus crisis, and you can pick your copies of the OT up at supermarkets, petrol stations and newsagents, and you can also read or get the full page-turning digital version of the Oban Times for 3 months for £4.80. So stay safe out there, folks, and we'll catch up with you later in the week with our Friday podcast. So that's it from me, Kathie Griffiths.
And me, Ellis Butcher.
Bye-bye.
Bye.